What's going on, everyone? My name is D. Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. I'm a full-time options trader, futures trader, technical analysis dude on YouTube. So what we're looking at here is Nvda, and I have the 4-hour time frame chart on here because I want to show you guys a nice level. Now currently I'm in a little bit of size here on Nvda. One thing that I'm looking at here is 2 candles ago on the 4-hour time frame. I'm looking at this high wick of around, let's call it 260. Okay, anything over 260 is going to have room to push into 261, and then this recent high that we had here last week at around 264. Maximum potential is 266. Now, one thing that I do want to kind of bring up, they were coming aggressively for $240 puts nonstop this morning. 240s, 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 240s. And that's when we had this really aggressive kind of sell off into this rising 20-day support here on the 4-hour time frame down to a price of 251. So you may be thinking, are we going to kind of, roll back over, or are we going to kind of touch this upper level here? Reason I'm saying that it's a two-sided trade is because if you have not entered or you're not holding long here, you can take a potential stab here at around 260 or 259.50s. You can use this 4-hour candle's low as your stop at 257. So you're giving yourself about $1.50, $2 risk. If you think to yourself, that's too much risk, you guys have to understand, you're trading a big stock, one of the biggest stocks in the overall market as far as average true daily range, next to Tesla, right? So if you kind of look at what we're doing right now, I'm just kind of monitoring my position here as we kind of inch closer to this 260. But 260 here definitely has another $1 to $2 worth to stretch. Could that take us into tomorrow or Wednesday? Absolutely. But what I want to tell you is that as long as we are over the 5 and 10 day moving average on the 4-hour time frame, you gotta have to let this move. Now, if you do let it move and we do run into 262, 263, definitely take some profits off there. Hold a runner to see if we can get into that 265, 266. The second kind of side to that trade is if we kind of just initially spike here and then we kind of start to sell off and we start to sell off and we start to sell off and then we start to lose 257 on a next 4-hour candle, then I would be confident in taking this short position to trying to at least retest 254, 251, 252, somewhere in that range. Again, I would clean up all my position size before 250, just as we do have that rising 20-day moving average. Your next trade below that would be a close below 250, and then we would be targeting 243. So everything is going to kind of work in increments, guys, in increments. We can't just, put on a trade here and think that, we're going to 300. We can't just get short here and think that we're going back down to 240 or 200 in one shot, okay? Even though we have heavy options flow to the downside this morning, get in, ride that train, jump off wherever you choose, okay? You don't have to target 240. I'm just saying what they kind of came in for. Now, again, last week we had a lot of 260 calls. So, are some of these people holding some of those calls that were, hitting that 260? Do we kind of touch 260 again and maybe make an attempt to touch 263? And then kind of revert back down? Sure, that's entirely possible. But as long as you understand that and you do get into this trade here, you can take $1, $2, $3, and then kind of settle your position here, hold a runner, see if we do get to that 266. And if we don't, break even as your stop. And then when we do lose the 257, you already understand that a ton of calls were coming in for those 240s. You can kind of get in on the short side here and try to target that initial 250. That's a $10 move. That's a hell of a move. That could make someone's kind of P&L for the month here, guys, depending on your position sizing. So make sure you guys are acting accordingly. Make sure you guys are trusting these stocks. Again, technology sector is extremely strong considering everything that's going on with the financial space and the banks, right? So if money is kind of circulating out of those plays and into technology, I want to be in some of the strongest stocks. Apple, absolutely amazing. Go pull up the daily chart on Apple. Nvda still holding in there, even with a lot of the puts to the downside this morning. Meta is strong. Microsoft, is on finally on a pullback. If we take a look at what's going on with Microsoft here, Microsoft was on such a phenomenal run, finally got that pullback here, an aggressive pullback on Microsoft. Look at this last 4-hour candle here. But if we kind of look at the daily chart here on Microsoft, we kind of already knew last week that this is an indecision candle. This is a little bit of a blow off top here, a little bit of an indecision. But what did we do? We came down and we tested for the first time in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that 5-day moving average. So guys, if this is a rising 5-day moving average and this is a full-on breakout over the 260 all the way into 283, it's a $23 move in 5 days. Who the hell can complain that we pulled back $8? We did not even pull back 50% on this move, and all we did is pull back into rising support. So that's the difference between a newer trader and an experienced trader, someone who's going to understand that. Nobody is going to be buying long for a gap open on Monday, which is today, here on Friday, with this candle looking like it did, knowing that we are far extended from this 5-day moving average. If you are aggressive and you're bullish on Microsoft, what you're doing is buying off this $5-day moving average. You're using today's low as your stop, 269 as your absolute stop, and then you're going to ride this back up into promised land here and take your profits. Now, if we do get stopped out here below 269.76, then we get short. And what are we targeting? We're targeting the next line down, 261. That's your 10-day moving average. This is not rocket science, guys. Make sure that you guys just follow technical analysis. Forget about what the news is saying. Forget about what's going on with the banks. Forget about all that crap. You're going to know if the banks are going to implode the market because you're going to see it break down your technical levels. Now, being that technology is strong, if technology starts to get broken down along with everything else, then you know we're in some really deep shit after that, right? So just kind of keep that on mind. But if the financials are kind of getting that bad news shaken off by the rest of the market, kind of deploying capital into these technology stocks, you're definitely going to want to be involved in the hot sector, in the hot market, which is the triple Qs right now. All of your tech stocks are extremely strong and looking like if they start to confirm these levels after this week, I think this week is going to tell us whether we're going to the moon, quote unquote, or we're going to go back down and make another leg, right? So if we do decide to go on a multiple month run, I'm definitely going to want to play the stocks that are going to give me tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of dollars versus playing, you know, small bank stocks, people trying to bounce these stocks off the bottom, playing for 40 or 50 cents. Makes no sense. It's absolutely stupid. Leave the bank stocks alone, focus on technology, let the bank stocks do whatever they need to do, come back when that market gets hot. That's how you kind of play this, guys. Again, I got off on a little bit of a tangent here, started off looking at other stocks, and now I'm looking at Microsoft. So with that being said, if you guys want to learn how I trade and learn how to find these particular levels and learn when you should get into these plays, when you should get out, you're looking for a strategy that you can implement in your day-to-day routine, visit evolutiontraders.com, become a lifetime member. You're going to get access to the Discord community. You're going to get access to 2 video courses on my strategy. You're going to get access to one-on-one coaching, so forth, my watch list, intraday technicals. I'll see you guys on the inside. Again, evolutiontraders.com, and I'll catch you guys all next time.